My family's from Dominican Republic.
My family is originally from the Dominican Republic.
My mother's from Dominican Republic, and so is my father.
Both my parents are from Dominican Republic.
Starting school in Dominican Republic was fun. I only think that because I was young and it was like kindergarten and pre-K, and I went to school twice a day instead of once a day, because over there you go to school in the morning and then you get your homework, you come back home, you do the homework, and then you bring it back. Then when I moved and I came to the United States to start first grade and second grade, I went to a public school and I didn't really like it much because the classrooms were huge and I felt like no one knew my name. I got homework every day, but it wasn't enough for me to retain the information.
So for elementary school, my elementary school was a public school. My middle school and high school were both charter schools. I feel like the main difference between my elementary school and my middle school and high school were that for the charter schools, I had a very good support system, whereas the public school was not good in terms of the teachers and the textbooks provided to us. So I felt like I was very limited in my public school.
When I was at LaGuardia Community College, I was part of a college discovery program, which is kind of like SEEK at CCNY. The purpose of them is basically to provide extra help for those in need in terms of finance or academic help. However, I did not feel like I benefited from these resources. Neither did I feel like they hindered me. I just felt like they were resources that were available to me, but not in need. However, just seeking out professors and going to office hours and just playing my part was pretty much what helped me be where I am right now.
I would say starting 5th grade, I got the support that I needed. And then I started in the charter school in 5th grade, and I got a lot of support, not only academically, but just in general, because since I was transitioning from a public school, there's characteristics that follow with that. So it's not only I'm taking time to do my homework, I need help with my math specifically, but I also need help on how to socialize with people that I've never seen before. So I think I was supportive, and it helped me grow as an individual, as a young woman.
I actually feel like she didn't help me. Her education here did not help me at all. And I'm not bashing on my mother, but she doesn't know English very well, and she also does not really search out for the resources that are provided in this country. The majority of the resources she get, I have helped her seek out those resources. But in terms of contributing to my education, I can say her effort in making sure that I continued being in school definitely promoted me to where I am right now.
My mom attended Boricua College. It's about like 20 blocks away. She actually graduated when she was pregnant with me. I guess she was somewhat accustomed to the education here in some way, just for the fact that she had gone to college here. I guess in some sense, I know a lot of my peers didn't even have their parents go to college, so maybe that could have prepared me more in some ways educationally.
I feel like in my public school there wasn't as much of an effort and attention for me to succeed. It was pretty much a basis on how can we get this kid to the next level as minimal as possible.
I feel like the education system that I went through didn't really encourage sort of being passionate about the material, not at least until I was a senior. So normally what was encouraged is just doing a lot of work. Me, certainly enjoyed some of the things I was learning, and I'm sure some other students did as well, and I feel like that could have been emphasized more rather than just, getting this amount of work done so you can be at a certain place.
Being that most of my education was provided to me by a charter school, I never felt like I stood out in any shape or form because the majority of my classmates were either Hispanic or African American. Transitioning from 8th grade to high school, the teachers started looking more like me and coming from similar backgrounds as me. So I felt like if they could do it, I could do it. Or even if I don't do it exactly how they did it, I can still do it my way and be compared to them. The fact that I was hesitant to trust them because they were not the same skin color as me. But then I started realizing that they do care. So it became different. And I was able to not only learn and retain information, but build a relationship and feel comfortable enough to go to my teachers, not only for academic purposes, but for my personal life.
My teachers from my previous charter schools also influenced me in the sense that I had to keep pushing forward with my studies, and they helped bring out a drive in me that wanted to keep going in my studies and excel further.
Go.
I felt like something the American education system did really good at was establishing my love for learning. I feel like when I was in middle school, I had a good sense of what I wanted to learn about, and they had a very smart approach about it, which was teaching us songs where we can memorize.